Hi everybody, Russ and the West Ham Network. Hope you're all safe and well. Hope you can hear me today. Apologies, I had to do it in the broom cupboard, so the audio wasn't as loud as it would. Hope I'm loud and clear now. If you're new, Andy, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a bloody good subscribe. Go back and watch the lunchtime show, but also go back and watch. We had an hour with former West Ham player Matt Kilgallen, who made 4 appearances in a 3-month loan spell. But it was a hell of a loan spell. 3 months, 3 managers. And he put together a very good 11 as well. And a lovely, lovely man. And thoroughly enjoyed his time at West Ham. Considering he barely kicked a ball before he was at Leeds. To then be thrust into the first team at West Ham. And then he signed on the 21st. Then Glenn Roeder was gone on the 23rd. And then he made his debut a week later under Trevor Brooking. So one hell of a journey. But honestly, lovely man. Check it out. It's really, really interesting. And some great stories, likes of Repka and Christian Daly and Rob Lee, and just training with some of these players as well was phenomenal by the sounds of what he was saying. Very, very very engaging chat with Matt. We've got loads more X-Hammers coming up. The only way you can make sure you don't miss anything is by hitting the older bell notification. Also tonight, Thursday night, tonight is the night. Blockbusters. It's the next Irons Food Banks charity game show. We've got Ryan from West Ham Fan TV, ex-WHU employee, facing off in a round of Blockbusters, all in support of Irons supporting food banks. Obviously, there's no games, so they can't. So John and his team can't bucket shake, and actually now they probably need. They need as much money as possible as we come into a very, very busy time for the food bank. So anything we can do will be greatly appreciated. Any donations on the Just Giving page of £10 or more gets entered into the prize draw to win a Lucas Fabianski. I forgot how to pronounce his name. He's only been not had West Ham for a week and a bit. A Lucas Fabianski signed shirt, match-worn signed shirt for a tenner. That ain't bad. One donation, £10, 1 entry. 50 quid, 5 entries. £1,000, 100 entries. There is quite a sizable donation in there from Mr. Sullivan. He has not got 500 entries. I'm just letting you know. So there's plenty of opportunities. He's not entered into the draw. Anyway, so Hammers headlines in association with the KUMB.com boys. Check them out as always. Lots of great banter, particularly with not much news. Lots of fan interaction and stuff like that. It's always welcome. But we've got some transfer news. We always got transfer news for you guys. And some of the rumours that have been presented in the news in the last 24, 48 hours. Let's start. It's a bit of an Italian job special. All coming from Italian clubs. But we thought we'll start with this gentleman. Juventus youngster, Coney De Winter. De Winter is coming, you see. I believe that's a reference to whatever it's called. What's it called? I want to say Lord of the Rings, but it's not Lord of the Rings. You know what I mean. I can't think of it now. Oh my God. My brain's gone to mush. Anyway, it'll come back to me. I'm just putting in Lord of the Dance. No, Lord. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what it's in reference to. Jackson. Game of Thrones. Thank you. Game of Thrones. Jesus. Anyway, it's the first episode of the first series. There we go. So according to Tutto Juve, West Ham, Southampton and Crystal Palace have all in the race to sign this Juventus youngster. The news outlet confirmed that the Premier League sides have all inquired about the exciting prospect. He joined the Italian side from Zute Vargamem and represented the youth team before making 2 senior appearances for Juventus. De Winter then went on loan to Empoli, where he caught the attention of the English clubs. So far, he has made 8 appearances and has developed with the opportunity of first-team football. A hamstring issue is likely the issue to lead why he's a Belgium international, but he missed out a call-up to the Belgium World Cup squad. Though he will undoubtedly go on to represent Belgium going forward. And they need it. They were quite lucky. They were quite lucky last night with Canada, weren't they, to be honest? An ageing squad. I've got them in the sweepstake, them in England, so hopefully they'll improve. Also, German sides Bayer Leverkusen and Borussia Mönchengladbach are said to also be eyeing De Winter, although Juventus would rather not sell him if they could help it. He's valued at between 15 and 20 million pounds, and he remains to be seen if interest is followed up in January. But it's interesting, again, youth, very young players we're looking at again, it seems, and 15 to 20 million, it seems a lot for someone who's only just made a handful of Serie A appearances. But the issue being is someone else is going to is going to get a bargain. 15 million pounds. If he plays a good season or two, you're looking at 35 million pounds. So we'll keep an eye on that. We're sticking with the Serie A. We're sticking with Serie A for all three rumours. Apparently, West Ham are also on red alert. Red alert. Don, 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 for Juventus centre-back Rodrigo Becao, as a number of clubs monitor the Brazilian centre-back. According to Udinese, the 26-year-old is out of contract in the summer of 2024, and he's understood to be available for £17.3 million as the Italians push for a contract renewal. The Hammers are apparently joined by Everton, who have also shown an interest in the defender, as well as Inter Milan, as reported day before yesterday. What was that? Tuesday, in Tutto Udinese. It's believed Udinese have made contact with Rodrigo over extending his contract at the Serie A side. However, he is up for renewal, and whether he's going to sign or not, people will have to take a judgment call, won't they, in terms of whether Udinese cash in now, or he's still got a year and a half left in his contract. Who knows? But, he could be an ideal replacement for Dawson, as part of a longer future. He's 26, so he's, relatively coming into his peak, arguably, in the same sort of age bracket as the likes of Kurt Zouma, the likes of Naya Faged as well, and also Tila Kira is about 26, 27 as well. So, it's... Again, it's creating a group of players that hopefully we can keep for a number of years. And this sort of... we've got the Red Bull model for the likes of De Winter, for example. But, this guy would definitely be for the now rather than for the future. Particularly at 26 at 17 million quid. We'll keep an eye on it. One who might have a slightly more lean towards the future potentially could be Jakub Kiwior. We'll call him Jakub. We've been speaking about him quite a bit, particularly over the summer transfer window. But apparently we face competition from Atletico Madrid for the defender, according to my favourite Spanish outlet, Fichas.net. It's believed Jakub has been monitored also by Juventus, with the 22-year-old being valued at around 5.2 million quid. The report, day before yesterday again, on a Tuesday, said that the Hammers are watching the Polish defender very closely. However, it's also been suggested that so are Atletico Madrid, and they're very confident in getting a January deal potentially completed for him. But West Ham were working hard in the summer to get a deal over the line. The club were in talks with his Serie A side, but it appeared nothing really happened. It now appears the 22-year-old could well be a hard deal to complete, with a number of other clubs now vying for his services. We might have missed our chance then when we could have got him for, not so many suitors around. Obviously, with the World Cup as well. He's at the World Cup, and a good World Cup will definitely improve his value, but also his prominence in the world stage. So, one good point about Jakub is that he does operate also in central midfield as well. So, again, two positions. Maybe similar to Declan Rice in that he was a centre-back and moved into central midfield. Maybe. That's all I'll say. That's what I'm saying. And that's it, my friends. Nice and concise as always. As I said, please go back and check that at the Matthew Kilgallen interview we did on... God, my days are mixed up. On the Wednesday night. Top interview, lovely bloke. And also tonight, please join us for the Food Banks game show. Even if you see a tweet from John from the Iron Food Banks or the West Ham Network Twitter feed or my Twitter feed, a retweet, a like, a comment, it just gives more prominence to the Food Banks, which in terms of their organisation. So if you can't donate, a retweet will do. A retweet costs nothing. And so that's it. So take care. Stay safe, stay warm, stay lucky. Enjoy the football. And enjoy Brazil tonight. That'd be good. See old Lucas Paqueta. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.